Hello, folks, and welcome to Racer Field. It's senior day. 7 seniors honored for the Racer here today. It's chilly and overcast. We've had some light rain on and off since we were going on with the ceremonies. Wind's blowing out pretty steadily toward the right field fence, so we'll see if the rain will hold off long enough to get some softball in here today. The Racers are hosting the Belmont Bruins, an OVC matchup. The Racers are on a tear, winning 4 of their last 5, outscoring opponents 25-12. They enter play today with a 34-14 record, 6-5 in the conference. They also carry a sterling 11-2 record within these confines. The Bruins come in losing 5 of their last 7, sitting at 29-14 overall and 5-7 in conference play. Taking a look at the conference standings, the OVC does take the top 8 into the conference tournament for a chance and an appearance in the NCAA tournament. And right now it's just a game and a half that separates these two teams here today. Murray State sitting in 6th and Belmont sitting in that last spot of 8th. But it's everyone chasing Jacksonville State, who's in first at 13-1 in conference play, has won 13 games in a row overall. Matchup features 2 of the most efficient offenses in the conference. The Brewers are 3rd in the conference in team average and have the fewest strikeouts, while the Racers lead in average at .310 entering play today and have the 2nd fewest strikeouts. So these two teams are great at putting the ball in play, and I don't expect to see that change here today. And in the circle for Murray State is the senior ace, Mason Robinson, and her first pitch misses just outside. Starting lineup, as you saw come up there for Belmont, is Deloney, Zeronian, Spicer, Baker, Andre, Sims, Rouse, Cook, and Wells. Mason enters play with a 1.87 ERA here today, as that pitch is fouled off, 1-1 now. 19-7 record in 26 starts. Has struck out 91, walked just 25, and opponents hitting just .242 against her. Pitch swung on. She tried to check her swing. The appeal down the line to first, and it's called a strike. Deloney, the catcher for the Bruins today, enters play with a .298 average, 12 home runs, and 31 RBIs. Chopped foul as she stays alive. Curious to see how well the field's going to play today. It has done nothing but rain here in Western Kentucky the last few days, and there hasn't been any sun to dry the field out. So the infield looks like it's in really good condition considering. Be concerned about the outfield. That's a hard grounder to short, stabbed by Maggie Glass, and she'll get the out at first.
Up next, number 4, Amy Zeronian.
Amy Zeronian trolling center field today for Belmont. Enters play with a .314 batting average, 3 home runs, and 18 driven in. Off-speed pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. Similar pitch there. Bounces off the Murray State dugout for foul ball and strike 2. Tries to get her to chase for strike 3 and no luck. Count goes to 1-2. Chopper back to Mason. Effortlessly grabs that one and tosses over to Twaddle at first for out number 2.
Stepping up, number 15, Jordan Spicer.
Jordan Spicer, the batter for, Belmont here. The first baseman today, hitting at .293, a single home run, and 11 RBIs on the season. On the outside corner, good pitch from Robinson, strike one. Just off the outside edge, 2-1. Chopper to short. Maggie Glass is up with it. She's got a great arm at short and makes the play. So 3 up, 3 down, all via the Mason Robinson signature ground out. We'll head to the bottom of the first, scoreless, right back here on the OVC Digital Network. Welcome back to Racer Field, folks, as we are in the bottom of the first, still scoreless. Starting lineup for the Racers is Fink, Randberger, Twaddle, Rogers, Odom, Levens, Glass, Young, and Downey. And in the circle for the Bruins is their ace, Brooklyn Lee. And I say ace, she is a freshman and is their best pitcher. She's got a 2.25 ERA, 14-6 record on the year in 19 starts. Opponents hitting just .219 against her, has walked 36 and struck out 125. Back to Lee. She's bobbled it and can't pick it up fast enough. That ball had a ton of spin off it, off the bat of Fink. And they're going to rule that an error on the pitcher, and the Racers have their leadoff batter on.
Up next, number 28, Kaylee Randberger.
Second batter for the Racers is Kaylee Randberger, the freshman, hitting .341 with 9 driven in. She slaps that one foul off the front of the dugout. Just an unfortunate play for Lee. Just that grounder by Fink was just right in her face in a hurry. Bunts that one up in the air, and it's caught behind the plate by Delaney. Fuller out number 1.
Now batting number 1, Jessica Twaddle.
Jessica Twaddle will be the batter for the Racers. Now the senior is the heart of this Murray State offense, hitting .419 with 10 home runs and 34 driven in, a slugging percentage of .765. That ball is smoked into the gap. It could go. It's way out of here. Absolutely gone. What a shot off the bat of Twaddle. Took the first pitch, is on the inner half of the plate, and she absolutely crushed it. 2-0 Racers here in the bottom of the first. As on cue, folks, she's one of the best hitters in the league.
Up next for the Racers, number 18, Jocelyn Rogers.
Goes yard, a pitch just didn't quite get inside far enough. Murray State strikes first. Catcher Jocelyn Rogers to the plate. Here's play with a .235 batting average, 6 home runs, 25 driven in. She takes strike 1. So 1 away now with the bases empty. Pitch from Lee is high, ball 1. That ball was ripped foul as Rogers is out in front of the off-speed pitch. She got the barrel of the bat on it. It's a little early. Still haven't seen a ball land in the outfield. So I want to see how the outfield looks with the rain we've had the last several days. We've had some ground outs, a pop out, and a home run. That's about it so far today. Not a single ball in the outfield. Another ball fouled off. Rogers has played in 40 of the 44 games for the Racers this year, 35 starts. Carries a lot of weight. He's been the starting catcher here for 3 seasons. Chopper to third. The high throw is caught over at first for out number 2.
Now batting number 7, Taylor Odom.
Taylor Odom, the designated player for the Racers today. Another senior, as hitters 3 through 8 are all seniors for the Racers in the lineup today. Odom enters play with a .280 batting average, 6 home runs, and 24 driven in. Takes a pitch a little outside, 1-0. That's a high pop-up headed into center. Cylinder fielder Zeronian makes the play for out number 3, but the error on the pitcher and the absolute shot off the bat of Twaddle that gives Murray a 2-0 lead after 1. We'll head to the second, right back here on the OVC Digital Network. Welcome back to Racer Field, folks. Got an interesting announcement from the PA guys. They're giving away free mac and cheese here at Racer Field today. I saw them packing in crock pots earlier as the teams were warming up, but they're giving away free mac and cheese today. That's a great giveaway, especially on a chilly day like it is. Weather Channel's got listed at 55. There's a cool breeze coming through. So pretty much everybody in the stands has got a rain jacket or some kind of jacket on to keep the chill off. All the players, except for Jessica Twaddle and Maggie Glass, in the long sleeves for the Racers out there in the field. The wind has picked up a little bit, then slows back down, so that's where the real chill comes from. And haven't had any more rain since first pitch as of yet, but there is a complete gray sky above us. First pitch of the inning is fouled off into the Racer bullpen. And that's Haley Baker, the Bruin right fielder, with a .277 batting average, 2 home runs, and 23 driven in. Nice drop pitch there from Robinson, strike 2. That is her go-to pitch. She is the queen of the ground ball. She checked her swing, but it's called a strike anyway, and the first strikeout for Robinson.
Number 31, Jess Andre.
Jess Andre, the Belmont shortstop. Junior hitting .341 to lead the team with 5 home runs and 31 driven in. Pitch misses just outside. No, there is going to call it a strike. It was just a late strike call there. Looked pretty close to that outside edge. Chopper foul. 0-2. Ball slapped toward right. Mallory Young is under it for out number 2. So 6 pitches and 2 outs for Robinson here in the inning.
Up next for the Bruins, number 11, Bailey Sims.
Bailey Sims, the freshman third baseman, bats from the left side. .333 batting average, 1 home run and 19 driven in. First pitch is a grounder to second. And down he flips over the first for the out. So a 7-pitch inning for Mason Robinson, and the Belmont Bruins go down 1-2-3 again. We'll head to the bottom half of the second, right back here on the OVC Digital Network. Hello, folks. Here we are back in the bottom of the second. Just one hit total for the two teams. That one hit is the 2-run home run off the bat of Jessica Twaddle. Brenna Fink reached on an error by the pitcher, Lee. That was a hard grounder right back to her. But then Twaddle put the first pitch she saw over the left field fence, and it wasn't a towering home run. It cleared the fence by about 2 feet. It was just hit so hard that it got out. Swing and a miss, a big cut there by Levens. Levens playing left field today for the Racers. The senior hitting .344, second on the roster, 1 home run and 18 RBIs. The lone switch hitter on the roster. Ball is flared into shallow right and will get down off the bat of Levens. A diving attempt out there in right by Baker, but to no avail. And for the second inning, Murray State has got their leadoff runner on base. Maggie Glass, the human arm cannon, who plays short for the Racers this season. The senior's hitting .238, and that first pitch is fouled straight back off the net. 6 home runs, 18 driven in for Glass. Maggie played at third base her first 2 seasons and then switched over to short. Showing bunt, drops the bunt down, but it goes foul. Strike 2. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised they got a really good turnout here today. There's not a lot of empty seats in the bleachers. Thought the chillier weather and the threat of rain would keep some people away, but pretty good turnout today. That pitch is taken high and outside. 1-2. On that home run by Twaddle, just the 3rd home run that Brooklyn Lee has given up all season. She's pitched very well, keeping the ball inside the ballpark. Drop pitch doesn't quite get back to the zone, misses a little high. 2-2. Fouled straight back. Glass stays alive. So Glass, one of the 7 seniors honored today. They're batting 3 through 8 in the lineup. The other one is the pitcher Robinson here today. Swing and a miss on the pitch in the dirt. She runs down to first, but home plate umpire said the pitch was caught, and that's the first strikeout for Lee today.
Now batting number 21, Mallory Young.
Mallory Young playing right field today. Hasn't got a lot of playing time this year. Is her senior season. Just 11 at bats on the season, is hitless. She bats with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the second. That ball is hit deep into center, and it will get down over the center fielder's head. They're going to send the runner home, and she will score. So the first hit of the season for Mallory Young comes on senior day, and it's an RBI double here in the second. She missed a home run by about 5 feet as it short hopped off the wall in the warning track in dead center field. but I'm sure she's very happy, as her team is, with that RBI double. And Erica Downey will come to the plate. Junior second baseman, hitting .242 with 1 home run and 14 driven in. Takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Pitch is taken low for ball 2. Looks like Coach Brian Levin want to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. Looks like there's going to be a pitching change for Belmont here. Not sure if he saw something. Maybe there was an injury issue with Brooke and Lee or what the case was. But she didn't have any response or anything out to the ball. She just kind of quickly trotted off into the dugout. So I hope she's all right. And the new pitcher for Belmont is going to be number 21, Lexi Rouse. I wanted to double check my roster, saw she was listed as the designated player today. Well, she is, and now she's come in to pitch as well. So I'm interested to see if she remains in that 7th hole for hitting.
Now pitching for the Bruins, number 21, Lexi Rouse.
Being told she will. Unusual to see hitting pitchers in softball and baseball, but it does happen some. So new pitcher mid at bat, and the first pitch is fouled back out of play. Strike 1. 2-1 now, that count. Takes it on the inside corner, strike 2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout of Downey.
Now batting number 4, Brenna Bates.
Back at the top of the order in Brenna Fink. She takes strike 1. Fink enters play with a .399 batting average, 2 home runs and 17 driven in, playing third base. One of 5 racers to start in all 44 games this season, the other ones being Twaddle, Levens, Glass, and Downey. Off-speed pitch misses for ball 1. Fink also leads the OVC conference in hits with 57. The ball is slapped down the line, tailing away from the left fielder, and catch made in foul territory for out number 3. Nice rundown by Cook. But the first hit of the year for Mallory Young is an RBI double, and that expands the Racer lead to 3. 3-0. We'll head to the 3rd here in the OVC Digital Network.
27, Taylor Wells.
Hello, folks, and sorry about the delay there. We've picked up some extra rain, so we've lost a couple of our cameras for safety's sake, down just the one shot here. We'll stay with you as long as we can. Chopper goes to second. Downey's up with it and gets the out for out number 3. So another 1-2-3 inning for Mason Robinson, even after the hard ground out that Glass bobbled, made a good throw to get it out at first. Head to the bottom half of the inning, right back here on the OVC Digital Network. All right, folks, we continue to fight off the rain here. It's not an easy task to do. All of us under the press tent just have an overhead canopy when the rain's coming in sideways a little bit. Makes it challenging, but as is part of the job.
Number 28, Haley Randberger.
All right, Kaylee Randberger to the plate. She popped out trying to bunt Fink over back into first, 0 for 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Takes that one low, ball 1. Wind still blowing out toward right. The info corner's in for the slap bunt possibly, and she grounds that one foul. She has a very similar batting style to that of Mo Ramsey, who played for Murray State a couple years ago. Almost that Ichiro Suzuki type batting style where you're running at it and swinging at it as you go, just trying to put the ball in play more than anything. She takes one outside. Always thought that was the best place to pitch a batting approach like that. If you throw them inside, they can still react to it because they're trying to almost running toward the pitcher when they swing at it. Slaps that one foul straight back. Count still 2-2. Swing and a miss on the pitch in the dirt, but catcher can't find it and throws it into right field. It may be a product of a wet softball, unfortunately. Batter is Jessica Twaddle. That pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. very interesting exchange that happened at last. I'm still making a discussion as far as the official ruling. It's kind of what I'm waiting to hear on there. There was a pitch in the dirt. It was technically strike 3 that was swung on, but it was never found. And when she did find it, she threw over to first, and the ball went into right. Forces the throw, and the ball gets in to center field. That's a ground ball and an error on the throw by the third baseman, Sims. There ends up being a 2-base error.
Now batting for your Racers, number 18, Jocelyn.
Sorry, folks, for the delays here. We're just trying to figure out how all the rulings are going. We've got a couple of errors that have been complicated the last at bats here. Catcher Rogers at the plate here. Second and third, nobody out. Ball's grounded to third to look the runner back to throw to first, and they will get an out. No runners advance. So unsuccessful at bat there for Rogers. Brings Taylor Odom to the plate. Odom flew out to center in her first at bat. Ball is popped foul and back out of play. Strike 1. Pitch bounces well in front of the plate, but nicely blocked by Delaney. 1-1. The squeeze play is on, and the throw home is not in time. So a bunt single for Odom. They attempt to get the runner out of the plate and just didn't get the flip fast enough. It was bunted just perfectly in between the catcher and pitcher. The catcher couldn't really go get the ball at all. She was trying to be ready to tag the runner out at home. But a bunt RBI single for Taylor Odom, not something you're really expecting to see. Don't know if that was something she did or it was a Coach Amundsen call. So we're going to have a courtesy runner for Odom. My pages are all wet here, folks. It's taking me a minute to flip through and try to find my information. The integrity of this paper is not holding up very well in this rain. It's Leah Kiesel who's going to be the courtesy runner for Odom. And that brings Odom to, brings Levens to the plate, who has singled and scored back in the second. That ball is skied into shallow center. Catch is made. And the throw comes into second. They originally, I think they were thought about testing the arm of Zeronian, but then decided against it.
Now back, number 22, Maggie Glass.
throw down to second. Attempted double steal that Coach Robinson is known for. But Kiesel takes second. And she's not afraid to do it with 2 outs either. As we just saw. Swinging a chopper foul. 1-1. Been a rough inning for the Bruins. 2 errors and a bunt single have driven in a run for the Racers, who have 4 runs on just 3 hits. Part of that can definitely be contributed to the rain, though, in their defense. Pitch misses outside. 2-1. Rouse back in the circle and ready to go again. Drop pitch falls back into the zone. Nice pitch from Rouse. 2-2. Runners at second and third, 2 away in bottom of the third. Murray State leading 4-0. Peel made on the swing. Says she held up. Count goes to full. Twaddle at third. And Kiesel stands at second. Pitch misses inside and low. Ball 4, and that will load the bases.
Now batting number 21, Mallory Young.
Right fielder Mallory Young will come to the plate. Entering play today had just 11 at-bats and was over. Her first at-bat today hit an RBI double to dead center for her first hit of the season. Get to start today on senior day. And she bats with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the third. Chance to make this a really memorable senior day. Again, Lexi Rouse came in the bottom of the second after what appeared to be maybe an injury to Brooklyn Lees. Her coach came out and just pulled her mid at bat. I'm not sure if there's something wrong with the hand or shoulder, as she walked off the field on her own power, no issues. So hope she's okay. So Rouse forced into an early relief appearance. Was to get the start of the designated player today, hitting 7th in their order. And now she's pitching as well. Pitch misses high, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and pitch low, strike 2. It's like the crew's trying to get the multiple camera setup back and working for us as long as the rain will stay away. Hope to give you guys a better viewing entertainment here today. Those of you guys watching on the OVC Digital Network, we always appreciate the viewership. Fouled straight back. Young just missing that one on the inside part of the plate. Looks like Rouse and Deloney going through some signs. That pitch is in the dirt and swung on and missed for the strikeout. Pick up the ball in the dirt and just tag the out. So a strikeout for Rouse. Strands the base is loaded, and we will head to the top of the fourth. Murray State leading 4-0. Right back here on the OVC Digital Network. Mason Robinson back to the circle. Has kept the order quiet. Set down the first 9. Three up, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 innings for Mason Robinson thus far. Brings us back to the top of the order for Belmont. Deloney, Zeronian, and Spicer, who all grounded out in their first appearances. Deloney's up first, the catcher. Had one of the 2 errors in the bottom of the third that allowed a run to score. First pitch swinging's back to Robinson. Throw to first for out number 1. Looks like we've got a pinch hitter here. That's number 19, Kate Black, senior outfielder for Belmont. The grounder back to Robinson. She's up with it. And the throw to first, out number 2. Jordan Spicer grounded out to short in her first at bat, and she takes ball 1. Every Bruin in the starting lineup today did have double-digit RBIs, so nice balanced offense for Belmont here today, as that one is fouled off for strike 1. Takes that one a little low, ball 2. Takes that one low as well, ball 3. 3-1 count. This is the first 3-ball count I've seen Robinson in today. Ground to third is picked up and quickly thrown over to first for the out. So 3 up, 3 down. Go the Bruins here in the 4th. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning, right back on the OVC Digital Network. Bottom of the 4th we go, Racer fans. It will be 9-1-2 for Murray State, started by Erica Downey, who struck out in her first at bat. Downey enters play with a .242 batting average.
Now batting number 23.
Lexi Rouse back to the circle as the wind continues to blow out toward right. And the rain has once again stopped, and we'll see how long that lasts. First pitch bounces off the plate for ball 1. It looks like Rouse has a much more methodical approach to her pitching than Brooklyn Lee did. That pitch is fouled straight back and out of play. Lee was much quicker to the plate in between pitches. Was step and throw, didn't waste any time. Rouse much slower as far as her routine between pitches. She steps off, throws the ball in the glove, and then steps back to the plate. That ball is lined foul down third base side. 1-2 the count. misses high, 2 and 2. I've also noticed interesting to see the Belmont third baseman. It's looks like Alyssa Curtis at third base. That's not the one I have listed here for the starting lineup, but Curtis at third. Every pitch, she comes over to nearly the shortstop, and then right before the pitch, she goes over to third. I'm just trying to keep the batter confused as far as where she's going to line up. But she's done that at every at bat so far this game. The bunt is dropped down, and they've got no chance at getting Brenna Fink down the line. Bunt single.
Now batting number 28, Kaylee Renberger.
Randberger, the batter, has popped out and reached on an error and scored back in the third. Chopper hit toward third. It's bobbled and not picked up. That's going to be another error on this Brewer infield, who are having a rough time with what could very well be a wet softball.
Batting for your Racers, number 1, Jessica Waddle.
And that brings utter danger to the plate for Lexi Rouse and the Bruins, as it's Jessica Twaddle with runners on base. Twaddle has reached on an error and hit a 2-run home run back in the first. First pitch is lined in to ride a base hit. Amundsen will hold the runner at third. And Jessica Twaddle does it again, folks. She gets on base. It's what she does. She's now 2 for 3 today. So that will load them up with one away for Jocelyn Rogers, the catcher. Rogers is 0 for 2 today with a pair of ground outs. But, fun fact for you folks out there today, Jocelyn Rogers has a very unique stat that's unique to Murray State school history, may be unique to all of baseball history. Like, there's just no way it can't be, to be honest. The pitch is fouled straight back. There have been 2 walk-off grand slams hit by the Murray State Racer softball program. Jocelyn Rogers has them both. One hit earlier this year, a walk-off grand slam. She's got both of them. Here she is with the bases loaded here in the fourth. I know it's not the bottom of 7th or anything, but she's got a chance to hit another one here today. That one misses high. Rouse is ready. That ball is hit to left, carrying back, but not far enough to leave. But all 3 runners will tag up, and it will be a sac fly RBI for Jocelyn Rogers. Murray State now up 5-0. We'll bring Taylor Odom to the plate with runners at second, third, and 2 away. Odom has flown out to center and had the bunt RBI single back in the third. Rouse back to the circle. Defense is set. And the first pitch misses low for ball 1. We continue to fight off the rain. Every time we get used to get set back up for non-rain, it keeps coming back. That ball is smoked foul down the third base line. Strike 1. Odom enters play is one of the seniors for this roster with a .280 batting average, 6 home runs and 24 driven in. Lays off the pitch high. 2-1. Pitch misses outside, 3-1. On deck is Kayla Levens, who is 1 for 2. Lays off the off-speed pitch, catches the outside corner, 3-2. The ball is skied out into left. Under it and makes the catch is Cook for out number 3. So the Racers strand 2, but they pop another one on the board. They've scored in every inning thus far. It's 5-0 Murray State as we'll head to the 5th, right back here on the LVC Digital Network. Hello again, folks. The Coach Levens for the Belmont Bruins snuck in a bunch of subs on us in the last inning amidst all the rain and chaos. I will take the complete credit on myself. I lost track of all the people who came in, and I will get those updated as soon as possible. But Robinson's back out to the circle, and one of those subs is the current batter, who is now playing right field. It is number 13, Kirsty Stanton. Chopper to third is played in fair territory. Fink up with it quickly and gets the out at first.
Now batting number 31, Jess Andre.
It is Jess Andre, the shortstop. First pitch is absolutely crushed back at Robinson, but just effortlessly, like it's easy, just backhand stabs it. Didn't knock it down or anything, and and she caught it and got the out at first. What a play by Robinson! Made that look effortless. Had a random gust of wind take some of my pages. Had a fan help me out. I do appreciate that as always. Foul tipped off the bat of one of those other substitutions, and that is Alyssa Curtis playing third base. Rain is picked back up again on us here. Probably actually the hardest rain we have faced yet this afternoon. So Bruins have probably had the worst part of that rain, as that grounder is made to second base, and they will get the out at first. 1-2-3 again for Mason Robinson in the fifth. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning on the OVC Digital Network. So a thick but light rain is coming down in a very thick mist right now. It's just a messy feeling we're dealing with. Another new pitcher for Belmont is Abby Irwin. Irwin hails from Nolensville, Tennessee, a freshman listed at 5'7". Irwin enters play with a 3.71 ERA. Just has 5 innings pitched on the season, so the freshman getting some work in her young career. Opponent's hitting just .211 against her in her small sample size, but a good start for a young pitcher none the same. It will be Levensglass and Young, the projected lineup for Murray State. I'm waiting to see if Amundsen does what Coach Levin has done for Belmont and bring any subs in this rainy mess. So we are scheduled for a second game today. Also to keep you guys up to date as best we can if they do plan on trying to play that second game, as it has been constantly raining the last inning and a half here for the most part. Levin's 1 for 2, singled and scored back in the second inning and flew out to center in the third. Chopper to first is knocked down. Nice play over there by Spicer for out number 1. That was grounded to second, and a nice play. Oh, they called that first one a foul ball, actually. I thought that they ruled she got it in fair play. That was still Levins at the plate. But Levins still grounds out either way.
Now batting number 22, Maggie Glass.
No change there. That will bring Maggie Glass to the plate. Interesting fact on Maggie Glass here today, she actually leads the team both in strikeouts and walks, a very unusual combination, and she has done both of those things here today. She struck out in the first plate appearance and walked in the second. It's not a combination you see very often. But that is absolutely the case. Has the most walks now with 21 on the team and the most strikeouts now with 27. Pitch misses in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-1. The Racers scored 2 in the first, thanks to the 2-run home run by Jessica Twaddle. An RBI double plated 1 in the second from Mallory Young. A bunt single from Taylor Odom plated 1 in the third. And then a sacrifice fly from Jocelyn Rogers plated 1 in the fourth. So the Racers have scored in every inning thus far, but have no base runners yet here in the bottom of the fifth. Strike called, count goes to full. Pitch grounded foul as Glass stays alive. Irving gets a new softball, excuse me, got a softball. Steps on the plate and she pitches. A chopper headed towards short. Throw is not, ooh, I was going to say the throw was not in time, but they call her out at first anyway. I'm 98% sure she beat that throw, but she's called out. I think we may have a scenario of these umpires trying to get this game in before the rain comes through. Good hustle by Glass down the line, but to no avail. Brings in Mallory Young, who is 1 for 2 today. Again, it was her first hit of the season. Has got limited playing time in her senior year, but does have her first hit and first RBI of the year back in the second with a double to dead center, and has struck out. 1 for 2. Takes a low strike call. 1-1. The ball shot into center field, but it's right at the center fielder Black for out number 3. So for the first time, Murray State does not score in an inning this game, but they do hold a 5-0 lead. They'll head to the top of the 6th, right back here on the OVC Digital Network. There's your box score, folks. It's 0-4 for Belmont, 5-5-0 for Murray State here in the top of the 6th. Will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Rouse, Cook, and Wells. So Rouse pitches 2 2/3 inning. It's 2 earned runs on a couple of hits, and now she stands in, hitting 7th in the order, back to being the designated player with Abby Irwin pitching now for Belmont. Chopper to third. Fink is up with it. Low throw, but Jessica Twaddle digs it out for out number 1. So Fink has a quick gather and throw from any grounder. She had plenty of time, but gets it out quickly. Got to keep that in mind with all the rain we've had. That softball can't be dry. A high chopper to Twaddle. She charges it, but the ball is caught foul. Be the left fielder Cook at the plate. She grounded out to third in her only at bat thus far. Takes that one low. Pitch from Robinson is chopped back to Robinson. And the ball slips right out of her hand. Clearly, it one-hops right to Jessica Twaddle as she digs it out. She threw that ball right to Twaddle. It just comes right out of her hand. Luckily, it was not any to the left or right. It just rolled right to Twaddle to get the out at first. That throw could not have been any worse, except for the fact that it still managed to find Jessica Twaddle at first and gets out number 2. Batter is long, and it's snagged by Twaddle at first. That was an absolute shot down the right field line, but Twaddle times her leap perfectly and gets the out. We're through 6. Murray State still leading 5-0. We'll head to the bottom half of the 6th here on the OVC Digital Network. Ball taken low. Pitch from Irwin. Looks like it hit the leg of Jones. She'll hit down to first. Carter looks like just inside the knee, maybe.
Now batting number 4.
She will take a free pass, be it a painful one. And Downey will come back in to be the courtesy runner. Batter is Fink, leadoff hitter for the Racers. Again, entered play with a .399 batting average. Reached on an error twice. Scored a run back in the first. Was left stranded in the third. Sorry, I got that line wrong. She reached on error once, scored back in the first, grounded out in the second, and then singled and scored back in the fourth. So 1 for 2 officially in the scorebook. Get that average up over 400 on the season. She bats with runner on first and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Rain has lightened up a little bit here. Shows bunt, pulls it back, but takes strike one anyway. Sorry for any technical difficulties we may experience, folks. We are fighting off the wind and the rain and everything else. As that's grounded to short, they get one at 2, but did not get the runner at first. So the fielder's choice gets the lead runner for out number 1.
Stepping in for your Racers, number 28, Bailey Randberger.
Brings in Kaylee Randberger. Who has popped out, reached on an error, and scored. What a shot. A little dribbler to no man's land. And an infield single.
Now batting number 1, Jessica Waddle.
Trying to clean off the camera lens there in center field. We'll get that picture cleared up for you guys as soon as possible. Jessica Twaddle is the hitter now for the Racers. Is 2 for 3, has singled, 2 for 2 technically, excuse me, has singled, reached on an error, and hit a 2-run home run back in the first. She's got 2 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Takes that one a little low. Ball 2. Takes that one low, ball 3. I believe Irwin is going to pitch around Miss Twaddle and choose to pitch to Rogers instead. And I can't say that I blame her, even the least bit. Floats that one in, strike 1. The 3-1 pitch is a chopper hit to second. So the umpire making the call that she did not tag the runner headed toward third. She tried to get the tag and the out at first. One's unsuccessful, but got the out at first for out number 2.
Now batting number 18, Jocelyn Rogers.
That brings the catcher Rogers to the plate. Rogers is 0 for 2, pair of ground outs, but does have a sacrifice fly RBI back in the fourth. That ball is crushed foul. And a couple of standbys over there under the building behind us, and they had to be warned. That ball was coming right for him. The 0-1 pitch from Irwin. It's taken low for ball one. Umpiring crew here for today behind the plate is Danny Pagan, Jamie Naramore at first, and Chris Lyles at third. So they'll be the three most important people on the field when this game ends, whether they're going to make the decision to play game two or not. We will keep you guys posted as best we can. Quick conference in the circle. And Rogers steps back in. 2-on-2 out here in the bottom of the sixth. Murray State leading 5-0. That ball is hit into the gap in right center, and it will get down. It will plate two. Rogers is looking for three, and she will get in as the throw back in hits her. Stuck in the back of the leg, looked like on the hop, but a 2 RBI triple for Jocelyn Rogers. Murray State now leads 7-0. Two-out triple plates two, and that will bring Taylor Odom to the plate. Odom is 1 for 3, has flown out twice, and has an RBI single back in the third. That ball is grounded back up the middle, a base hit, and Odom has their second hit and second RBI of the ball game. 8-0 Racers. And that will do it, folks. 8-0 after 6 is a called game. And now I will officially say it. I'm always afraid to while it's going on. It's part of the announcer code in my book. A called game, or a mercy ruled game, perfect game for Miss Mason Robinson. I'm interested to see how they rule that officially, but she did not give up a single base runner through 6 innings.